Hey girlies, welcome back to my video. For those that don't know, my name is Luminum, and in this video I wanted to talk about Himeko and more specifically, which team comp I think people should be going for Himeko. So I'm sure a lot of you girlies know that Himeko is a really good AoE DPS, but she's not that good at single target DPS. And a lot of people rate her as a C tier, and a lot of people rate Bronya and Celia as S tier. And, you know, as much as I like doing damage and all, I just love Himeko so much. I love her design. She was the main character that I wanted to pull for. I'm really glad that I manifested that. But yeah, I really love Himeko, and I just want her to be in my party. I just want to play her regardless of if she's C tier or if she's doesn't do a lot of damage, and some of you girlies might feel the same way as me. Now for this video, I will admit I'm probably gonna be clickbaiting just a little bit. It's probably gonna be titled with a thumbnail of something along the lines of like the best build for Himeko, but I just wanted to like make it more clear in this video that it's not really so much like the best team for Himeko, but I guess a team that complements Himeko the best, which is, you know, I wouldn't know how to word that, so I'm just gonna go with like the best build for Himeko. Now, of course, if you have characters like Celia and Bronya that are S tier, you can make any team comp work. Like Himeko, you could just slap her on and make her work. But I wanted a team comp that makes Himeko like the star player, the star character, or at least like a important character within the team comp, so that's what we're going to be doing in this video. So the first thing that I want with Himeko is, like I said, I want her to be the star player of the team comp. Like, again, if you put Celia and Bronya in the team comp, yes, they're gonna be strong, yes, you're gonna be slaying and eating up all the enemies, but when you think about that, you don't really think about it being a Himeko team comp, right? You would most likely think this is a Bronya and Celia team comp with maybe a healer, and then Himeko is just slapped on to the team as an AoE type of wave clearer. So I didn't really want that. I want Himeko to be like the shining player, so that's number one. Number two, I wanted a team comp that complemented Himeko and her specifically in a way that it wouldn't with other characters. So as some of you girls might know, Jing Yuan is coming out in the next banner. He is a next character that will be another AoE damage dealer under the Erudition class, which is the same as Himeko. Now with Jing Yuan, a lot of people have been saying that he's an S tier character, so much damage, amazing. I cannot confirm nor deny because I didn't play in the beta, but if he is S tier like everyone says, a lot of people are saying that Himeko will be replaced by Jing Yuan because Jing Yuan does more damage, so why on earth would you want Himeko in your team? Now, if you're a big Himeko stan like me, I'm gonna be playing Himeko no matter what. I'm gonna be playing Himeko until I get bored of her and over her, but as of right now, I'm gonna keep her in. Even if I had Jing Yuan, I'll probably be playing Jing Yuan and rolling for Jing Yuan, but in a separate team. But, you know, I still want to use Himeko for the most part. So when I say that I want a team comp that complements Himeko specifically, I want a team comp that works for Himeko, and if you were to replace Himeko with someone like Jing Yuan, it just wouldn't make as much sense or work as well. So that's number two of what I want out of my Himeko team comp. Number three is that I want a team comp that can help fill in Himeko's weaknesses. So like we said, Himeko is a little bit weaker in terms of single target DPS, so I want a team comp that can either help her do more damage with her single target or help her fill in the gaps of the single target DPS. So with all that being said, let's get into the team comp. So the team comp that I came up with is Himeko, Sanpo, Natasha, and Serval, and let me explain why. So if we go to Himeko's traces over here, there's a trace over here, a talent, that lets Himeko, oh, not this one. There's a talent that lets Himeko do damage over time on the enemy. 50% chance, and it only lasts for a few turns, so, you know, it's not going to be have 100% uptime, but it is still a damage over time thing that sets her apart from other type of characters like, you know, Celia or Jing Yuan. I'm pretty sure Jing Yuan doesn't have a damage over time, but yeah, this is something that is kind of unique to Himeko. She's a good AoE damage dealer and she has damage over time. So I wanted someone that could complement her, and that would be Sanpo. So if we look at Sanpo, Sanpo has an ultimate over here that increases the damage that enemies take from damage over time effects. And he also does damage over time himself with his passive, and so I feel like he complements Himeko pretty well in terms of the damage over time. Yes, you can use Hook as well for damage over time, and someone might say like, oh, well, why not just use Hook, like she is single target, she is fire, but we'll get into that later. So now that we have Sampo in a team who does a lot of damage over time, I figured that we should also add in Serval, who is a lightning character, another erudition, so AoE damage dealer, and she does damage over time with her skill. And then of course I add Natasha for healing, and you can use Violet if you want. You'll be doubling up on lightning, but to each their own, you can use her if you want and own her. But we have a healer just so we can survive. So looking at this team comp, I do feel like it fulfills the 3 major points that I want out of my Himeko team comp. So number 1, I do feel like Himeko is the star player, or at least a pretty big player in the team comp, so I feel like that is a tick. Number 2 is that I feel like this team comp complements Himeko in a specific way, where if you were to replace Himeko for another AoE damage dealer like Jing Yuan in the future or whatever, it just wouldn't make as much sense, like the team comp would kind of crumble apart or just like not work as well. And that is because of the damage of time that Himeko has, so that's a tick for number 2. And number 3, I do feel like it fills in Himeko's weakness of single target, because everyone here applies damage over time apart from Natasha, and damage over time can actually ramp up and do quite a lot of damage on a boss, so that's also a lovely tick for us. If you want, you can replace Serval for Hook, who is a more single target type of DPS and has damage over time. She applies burn. And if you want, you can double up on fire. But that's a specific type of scenario when you're versing enemies that are weak to fire. I just wanted to make a team comp that has a lot of the elements, can cover the weaknesses of elements. So, you know, for most cases, for most fights, you probably want to have more elements. But again, if you want to have Hook in your team, then go ahead. And, you know, for those that say, like, why not replace Himeko for Hook? Again, we are making a team comp for Himeko because we love Himeko, and we don't care about, you know, all the tier lists and whether or not Himeko is C tier or bad or whatever. We just want to have Himeko in a team comp. So this video is about how do we make the most out of Himeko? How do we have Himeko in a team comp that just feels correct? Again, I just want to say, like, if you have Himeko and you own like Celia and all that and you want to use them together, go ahead, you do you. But to me, when I see that, I feel like that's more of a Celia team comp more than Himeko. I feel like Himeko is just slapped on. And of course, like, you know, there are characters that you can use, like Dan Heng for the single target DPS. So a team comp that I did before I got Sampo was Himeko, Natasha, March 7th, and Dan Heng. So with this, you can see that Himeko does AoE damage, Dan Heng does single target DPS, March 7th is a shielder, and Natasha is a healer. But I felt like this is just like everyone is just doing their own thing. Like, yes, it works, don't get me wrong, it's all good, it's slay, it does a lot of damage, it's fine, they're all good characters. But I just feel like, you know, Himeko could be replaced with Jing Yuan, you know? She's just there, Dan Heng is just there, you know, everyone is just like a separate piece just put together. Whereas I feel like with the team comp that I created, I feel like everything kind of like intertwines and melts together quite nicely, and it just feels correct. I just want to say here that we're not trying to make Himeko the strongest character in the game. You know, there's only so much we can do with Himeko. She isn't the strongest, you know, in terms of single target DPS, because that goes to Celia at the moment. And we don't know if she'll be weaker or stronger than Jing Yuan. Some people say she'll be weaker, so, you know, there's only so much we can do. This video is about making a team comp that complements Himeko quite nicely and well, makes her shine a little bit more brighter, and works well with her passives and her abilities and whatnot. As you can see with this team comp, it has a lot of AoE damage. Every single character here, in terms of the DPS, has an AoE damage ult, and it's so amazing, it is so satisfying to clear through all the trash mobs that you come across. Also, as you will see, this team comp does a pretty decent job at bossing, because all the damage over time does stack, and it does really well against bossing, so over time, you know, you will be seeing those numbers stack up, and it's gonna be so satisfying. It's also pretty decent at shield breaking, specifically Sampo, so if you're versing an enemy, a boss that is weak to the wind element, then Sampo is just gonna be doing so much work. Serval is also a good shield breaker, and Himeko is decent, like just normal actually. But yeah, I feel like this team comp has a pretty good potential of team breaking. But yeah, I really do feel like this team comp has pretty decent single target DPS for bossing, and obviously it has amazing AoE damage for clearing out trash mobs. Another amazing thing that might be overlooked on this team comp is that Himeko is your only 5-star, and again, this video is for those that most likely already own Himeko, because if you're clicking on this video, you're probably owning Himeko in the first place, so that's already owned, that's already done. The other characters are pretty easy to get. Natasha is for free if you just play through the story, you will get her. Saval is obviously free from the event, from the pre-registration. Sampa is really the only character that you need to manifest, so I don't know if you can consider this a free-to-play friendly, but to me, I think it's kind of free-to-play friendly, so, you know, that's something that might be a good thing for you as well. But yeah, that's a team comp for Himeko. I just want to say, like, if you love a character because of their vibes, their voice, their everything, just play them. Don't let people that, you know, are on the silly train or whatever tell you not to play other characters. Like, if you enjoy something, just play it. Don't worry too much about the damage, because you're gonna get through that story pretty easily, or maybe not so easily, but you're still gonna get through that story. MiHoYoverse is not gonna make a story game that requires you to spend money on all these OP characters, and you know, so just play the characters that you enjoy if you like their vibes. Like, don't let anyone stop you. I'm also going to be putting out a video that talks about like meta and tier lists, and like, you know, playing the characters you want instead of following other people's tier lists and all. So if you want to watch that, go and check out that video. I feel like so many people get so lost in like trying to do the biggest numbers, the most damage, you know, best characters, that they forget to have fun, which is the point of playing a game. Like, if you have more fun playing a certain character because of their vibes, then go for it, like you should. So this video is more specifically for those that own Himeko and want to use Himeko in their party, like me. I love Himeko, you know, you're a Himeko stan, and you just want to use her in your party and not care too much about, you know, the damage or whatever, but you still want to like have a team comp that like works well with her. You know, it's just that you don't want to give up Himeko for Celia or whatever. This video is for you, and I do hope that, you know, you try this build out, you try this team comp out, and let me know what you think about it. Anyways, this is the team comp that I use for Himeko. I really hope you guys try it out and really like it. If you guys want to see more of these videos, or maybe even some gameplay videos for Honkai Star Rail or even other games that I play, you can click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads from me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a lovely time playing Honkai Star Rail and a lovely day in general. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.